Man, what an exciting time to be a Tarkov YouTuber. It seems like every day I wake up, I check Twitter, and some crazy new event is taking place on Tarkov. Today was no exception. I woke up to find that Bitcoins and graphics cards have been completely reworked, and we have some crazy new barters on Mechanic and a new cryptocurrency. Let's talk about all this now. So it seems like everybody got the same message from Mechanic, and I'll go ahead and read that now. Hello, I've got some quite unusual news here. In short, there's a new cryptocurrency on the market called Tarbank Coin, and its price keeps growing fast. It's harder to mine Bitcoins now. The required computing power is immense. That's why everybody switched to the new crypto. My GPUs are getting noticeably worn out. I need a new batch. Gotta search for unlooted tech warehouses. Can't miss such a chance right now. Bring me as many GPUs as you can find, and I'll prepare some exclusive items for barter. So the very first thing I want to go over right now I want to mention is that there seems to not be any durability on graphics cards just yet. I know that's been something that's been talked about for quite some time. We were wondering if graphics cards were ever going to get a durability meter or slider or whatever. They don't have that yet. So it's not the graphics cards themselves that are being affected. Now, what is being affected is the amount of resources that each graphics card can harvest. So as you can see right here, and this is not photoshopped, one graphics card in your Bitcoin farm, doing the math to take away the 16%, roughly 300 hours to craft one Bitcoin with one graphics card. That is a long time. That is 12 and a half days by my calculations. And now maxing out a Bitcoin farm with all 50 graphics cards is not much better at about 100 hours per Bitcoin. Obviously, I guess you could say that is a lot better, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to what we just had with Bitcoin, this is, some people will say, nerfed into the ground. I still love my Bitcoins, and I'm still happy I have a maxed out farm. I'll take any passive income I can get, but for all intents and purposes, right now, Bitcoin is basically dead. And one more thing, they are still going for 217,000 at the time of this video. Not that that really matters that much, but so the Bitcoin farm heavily nerfed. Graphics cards, let's see what they're going for right now. 400, 500,000 right now for, these graphics cards. I'm sure this is going to fluctuate heavily over the next couple days, but for now, that's what they're going for. We don't quite have any specific info on the new cryptocurrency Tarbank Coin just yet, but as soon as we do get that, I will be making a video about it. So subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my Tarkov videos. But what we do have is all of the new graphics card barters from Mechanic. They're all based around Mechanic. He sells and barters for each one of the new barters, and I'll just go through the list now because there are some really good barters and it's kind of incredible. The first one up on the list is the Trigicon Reap IR thermal scope. If you guys have never gotten to use this, it's the higher refresh rate thermal. It is very nice, very high quality, and it's kind of OP. It's a really, it's always been OP. It still is. People use them less now because they've been less accessible, but now you can trade one graphics card for one Reap IR. The question of how available these graphics cards are going to be still remains. I don't know if they buffed, like the loot spawns for them, or if they nerfed them so people could find them less. Well, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to go test that out today. But one graphics card for Reap IR is actually a pretty solid deal in my opinion, because if you scav interchange enough, if you run shoreline enough, if you run the graphics card spawns, it's not too difficult to get one, at least maybe like one a day. And one Reap IR a day is nothing to scoff at. Anyway, the next barter that we have is the T7 thermal goggles. These are these are thermal goggles that you wear on your helmet. I'm pretty sure most of you have probably never gotten to experience these. They basically turn the entire screen white and any heat signatures pop up black. It's a full visual thermal that is on constantly. You have to run iron sights with it because you can't look through sights with it. These are pretty fun to run, and usually at the end of wipe, when they do their normal end of wipe events, these become really cheap and really available. So, but for now, you can trade for one for 25 graphics cards. This is really steep in my opinion. This isn't something normal players are going to do. This is definitely something that is for the memes or for the people who play all the time. Like, is this even worth it? Not really, because these, as good as they are, you just get one pair, and 25 graphics cards, you could get 25 Reap IRs. There's no comparison. Like, this isn't worth it in my opinion. Anyway, moving on, you can also trade one graphics card for one Ledex. I guess this will help you when you're trying to get your med station up and running in your hideout. I believe you need a Ledex for that. Doesn't have to be found in raid either. So if you get a graphics card and you die with it or something, it's in your butt, you can trade trade for Ledex and just get that done. So that's kind of cool. We also have 5 graphics cards for 1 BlackKey card. The BlackKey card room on labs is kind of cool. It's got some stims in it. You can make good money if you run labs all the time. So there's a new trade for the BlackKey card. I think at 3 million for black that this actually is kind of worth it, but mostly if you just run labs all the time. Next graphics card trade we have is 3 graphics cards for an items case. Now this one is pretty dang good if you ask me. Items cases hold 64 slots inside. You can put most things inside of them. 3 graphics cards isn't a whole lot to ask for that really nice space saving case, especially if you have the standard edition of the game. This is really big for you. On that same note, we have the 25 graphics cards for a thick items case trade. Thick items cases are literally the biggest case in the game. Well, maybe not bigger than Scav junk boxes, but one of the most important cases in the game, and you can put almost anything inside. 25 for one of these I think is pretty fair. It's going to take you a while to get that, but the value of this case is, for any edition of the game, it's amazing. Now we also have the lucky Scav junk box for 3 graphics cards, which I think is again a fantastic deal. 3 is not hard to come by. This case is 196 slots inside. It may even be bigger than, no, it's the same size as the items case, but it's specifically for junk. But think about that for a second. It's the same space inside. Granted, you put junk in this one and anything in this one, but it's 3 graphics cards versus 25. So this lucky Scav junk box, always a great value. 3 graphics cards, it's a great barter. We also have the 6B43 Zabralo for 1 graphics card. This armor isn't used much anymore. It actually used to be pretty meta. Now it's just way too heavy and way too bulky for anyone to enjoy. I've tried it out recently. Even with max strength endurance, I cannot run this. It doesn't hold any value compared to like a slick. Slicks are way too good, way too light. BSG really shot themselves in the foot with this one, I think, because this used to be the best armor in the game before they added slicks and all these lightweight, heavy armors that protect against everything. Now the armor meta is too crazy, and this is kind of just an old armor that nobody really cares about anymore. Unless they make some changes to it, I don't really think this is that great. 1 graphics card though for this is, you know, I mean, cool. At least it's only 1 graphics card. But then you come down here, and again, for 1 graphics card, you can get the superior in almost every way slick plate carrier. Now there are some differences, like this covers less of you, this covers more of you. But the slick, really, if you ask anyone who's playing right now, it's just the meta. It's class 6 armor. It protects your most needed thorax, and it lets you move around like you're wearing nothing. This trade is fantastic. It's probably going to be out of stock a lot. Oh, and one more trade that I forgot about, the weapons case, regular size weapons case. It holds 50 slots inside. You can put weapons and weapon attachments in there. 8 graphics cards. That's pretty, you know, decent. I'm going to say that's pretty all right. Not bad. And so for now, there you have it. That's all the new changes that they have made to Escape from Tarkov, from the Bitcoin nerf to the graphics card barters and this mysterious new cryptocurrency that we don't know anything about. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Once again, subscribe to the channel because we put out a ton of Tarkov content. Comment down below which barter you think is the most OP. I'll go ahead and let you know right now. I think the best barter is either going to be the Slick or the Rebuy R. I think those two are fantastic. But let me know what you think. Also, if you guys want to talk Tarkov with me live, I am a partnered Twitch streamer over at twitch.tv/finestxi. Come stop by anytime. I'd love to meet you. That being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.